What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we started exploring Snowpeak Ruins, and in this episode, well, hopefully we're gonna finish things up here and get ourselves that piece of the mirror. Now, in the last episode, Yetta actually opened up that door for us, but before we go through there, I actually want to backtrack just a little bit through this temple, and go back to the room with the ice block puzzle. Now, I know I said we wouldn't solve this puzzle until we absolutely needed to, but upon thinking about it further, I realized that solving it now makes a lot more sense. Like, one, we're in the area, and two, if I solve it now, it'll save myself a lot of time. So, let's just grab the ball and chain, and break the ice, as it were, and then we can solve the rest of this puzzle, which really should not take us that long because it is fairly easy, and there's kind of a pattern to this that you guys will see in a second once we get going. So let's just push this forward, and that's going to slide all the way to the end, and now we can take this new block that we got and push it all the way down, and you can already see where this is going. So let's just push this towards that other block now, and now we gotta push it upwards, but you'll notice that it is going to slide right over that button. So now we need to repeat that series of pushes again, and then this block will be the block that actually lands on that switch. So yeah, it is kind of tedious and kind of annoying, but it will be worth it because, believe it or not, this room is actually used a lot in this temple. Like, there are so many different entrances and exits that it is worth having them all unlocked. So there we go, the door up there is unlocked, and now all we gotta do is repeat that same series of pushes one more time, and get this block onto the other switch. That way we can unlock the door down here, although I highly doubt we'll actually need to go through there. But you know what? We might as well just play it safe and unlock it while we're here. That way, you know, should I actually make a mistake later on and do need to go through there, I don't need to, like, worry about it or anything like that. So there we go. Every single door is unlocked, and a majority of the shortcuts in this room are actually opened up to us. So now that that is done, let's head back into the room with Yetta and go through the door that she unlocked. That way we can actually start making some progress through this temple. We're about like 50% done now, I would say, although the second half of this temple seems to go by a lot quicker than the first. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Alright, so there's an ice wall over here that we can break, although I'm going to hold off on doing that just a little bit, because over here, there's one of these cannonball machines, and if we go right through this door, it's actually going to take us into one of the side sections of the courtyard, and we can push this block forward, and that sort of like connects this area to the rest, and we can borrow one of these cannonballs, and now bring it back to the room that we were just in, and believe it or not, this cannonball is going to be incredibly important for actually completing this temple. Like, it's kind of funny how important this cannonball really is, although we won't actually get to see that until we sort of get towards the end of the temple. So for now, let's just bring it over to this section, and now that it's here, I'm gonna leave it there, believe it or not, and instead, we're gonna now break this ice wall and see what else we can find in this temple, since we really can't use that cannonball right now. Anyways, we got a bunch of these, I believe those guys are called freezers, so we gotta take them out. It's actually really easy, so just go up to like the opening window, hit them twice with the ball and chain, and it'll kill them really easily. Although you do have to be careful of like their icy mist, because obviously if they hit you with that, they are going to freeze you, and it's kind of annoying. Anyways, where is your opening? There it is. Alright, 1 and 2. Goodbye, friend. Sweet. So now that that is done, we can come up here and break this ice wall, and right behind it is actually the cannon that we need for our cannonball. Though, again, like I said, we're not really going to be able to use this just yet, but what we can do is point it in the correct direction. So we're going to grab onto this and point it actually inside the temple. Now, it's pointing at those 2 iron blocks right in front of us. So those iron blocks are actually blocking the path, so we need to find a way to move those. So we'll figure that out in a little bit. For now, let's come over here, and you'll notice that there is a locked door. But more importantly, if you look on the ground, it's actually cracked. So if we throw our ball and chain at it, yep, we can break the floor And now we can jump down here. And you want to do this because inside this chest is something very important. It's the first piece of heart of the temple. So there we go. Now that we got this, though, let's get out of here. So, thankfully, the developers were kind enough to give us a claw shot target. That way, we don't need to, backtrack throughout the entire temple just to get back up here. So, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Alright, in this room, there's a couple interesting things going on. First things first, though, let's get rid of this enemy because I do not want to deal with him. And, to my left, yeah, there's actually one of these ice walls, and if we break it, it's going to reveal a claw shot target. Now, that's sort of a gimmick with this temple. Anytime you see one of those ice walls, break it, because chances are it will make a shortcut. Anyways, these iron chandeliers, we can target onto them and throw the ball and chain at them, which will cause them to swing back and forth. Now, this is a mechanic that is used a little bit throughout the temple, and honestly, it's one of my least favorite mechanics, and you'll see why later on. For now, let's open up this chest and get ourselves a small key. So now, we can actually use that to unlock the door that we saw in the last room. And yeah, the reason why I uncovered this claw shot target was just so I could easily get back here and not have to swing across using the iron chandelier, since I just don't like them. And you'll see why I don't like them in the next room, actually, because they do something very, very cruel that I am terrible at, so that's kind of my basis for my hate towards them. Anyways, though, guess what? We're actually all the way back in the beginning of the temple. Let's actually break this ice wall, though, because that claw shot will allow us to get back up here should we fall down to the first floor, since these staircases are broken. And wait a minute. There is usually an enemy across there, and I'm pretty sure I saw it when we entered this room. Like, I know I'm not imagining that, because that enemy is really, really obnoxious to kill, but it's just like, it's gone now. I don't know where it is. I'm not actually going to complain about that, because, yeah, no, that enemy is really obnoxious, so I'm kind of glad that it's gone. Anyways, though, if you look on your map, you can see a chest on the other side of this area. So, essentially what you want to do is swing across using these iron chandeliers, but it's actually very, very difficult to time the swinging of these chandeliers in sync. That way you can actually make the gap. So this may take me a couple of tries. Basically, yeah, that's not going to work, actually, I don't think. But essentially what you want to do is throw out the ball and chain when the chandelier is or when the chandelier that you're standing on is moving back. That way they're kind of in sync. And this may end up taking me a couple of tries, so you know what? I'm just going to save us some time, and I'll cut until I actually get it. Ooh, I think that might actually work. Please, come on. Yes, there we go. Finally, I got it. So, that actually took me 5 or 6 attempts. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have never been good at that. But yep, for your trouble, you do get a piece of heart. So, I guess it was worth it. But I swear, the timing on that, I have never, been able to mentally get that down. So I always have trouble with that. Even when I was practicing this temple, I did it for a while, just hopefully try and get it down. Didn't really help at all. But, I gave it my best shot at least. Anyways, now that is done, let's just use this to cross the gap. And now we can go through this door and enter sort of the left side of the second floor of the temple. Although this room is completely covered in ice. Let me actually get rid of all the enemies in here first, because there is actually another Poe Soul that we can get in this room. But in order to do that, I kind of want to make sure I don't have any more interference. So, there we go. Now, what you want to do is, break this ice wall. And, yep, check it out. There is the Poe Soul. So, let's transform into Wolf and see if we can get this guy to come at us. Come on, dude. Over here, man. Come out in the open. There you go. And I would like your soul. Awesome. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Alright, so now that we got that, let's transform back into a human. And that does pretty much wrap things up for collectibles in this temple. Of course, minus the boss key, which is actually called the bedroom key, for this area. So, not really a boss key, but yeah, that would be the last thing that we need to collect. Anyway, check it out. We're actually in the room with the ice block puzzle. So, let's push this block forward because this is sort of going to create a shortcut up here to the second floor. And since we already unlocked this door by completing the puzzle earlier on in this episode, we can just go through here now, and this will take us outside to the second floor of the courtyard. And alright, this is actually kind of dangerous, so what I'm going to try and do here is take out some of these enemies with bomb arrows. Ooh, headshot, that guy got destroyed. But yeah, essentially you want to cross over this broken section of the wall, and this is not working, so we're gonna have to kill them the old-fashioned way. But at least we got rid of one of them, which makes getting across this wall a lot easier, because if these guys like see you and throw their spears at you, there's a chance they could knock you off that section of wall, and then you'll just have to like go back through the temple until you get back up here, which is really obnoxious. So at least that did not happen to us. Anyways, let's closh it over here, and well, there's really not much to do in this area except go through this door, and this is going to take us into a somewhat familiar area. Like, this is where we got the Ordon pumpkin in the last episode, and of course, you know, breaking that ice wall reveals a claw shot target. In case we fall, we can use that to get back up here. And there is a chance we could fall because, yes, we're going to be crossing over some of these chandeliers again. Thankfully, this time it's a little bit easier since you really don't have to, like, time anything. And instead, as long as you make a jump, you should be fine. But the reason why we're coming over here is because there is a small chest. And inside this chest, we can get ourselves a small key. Now, I'm not really sure if I pointed this out before, but, in the room where we killed the Poe, there was actually a locked door, so that's where we're going to go next. And it's a good thing that we created that shortcut by pushing that block because, well, we're actually going to make use of it now. And if we cross right over this gap, we can now easily make our way back into that room and go straight for the locked door. So, yeah, like I said, that room gets a lot of use because it's, like, connected to everything. Alright, so now, let's go and unlock this door, and this is where things start to get interesting. Like, we're really close to finishing up this temple. Anyways, there's two freezers in here, so let's quickly take them out with our ball and chain. And as you can see, there's one of the cannonball machines in here as well, so you can kind of already tell what's going on in here. But yeah, let's take out all these enemies first, and whoops, I kind of pushed that block without meaning to, but I mean, I guess we had to anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, as you saw, the ball and chain can push these giant blocks forward, and that's important because on the other side of this block is that cannon that we saw earlier on in this episode. So now, we finally have our opportunity to fire it, but first, we need to get that cannonball, so hopefully it's still down here. Ah, yes it is. Good cannonball. I'm glad you didn't move while I was gone. So yeah, pretty much everything that we've done in the temple thus far was just so we could shoot this one cannonball into that room, because this cannonball is not actually going to destroy anything. Like, we literally just need to get it into that room so we could, you know, get it to another cannon and shoot it from that one. Alright, so let's just plop a water bomb in here real quick and fire in the hole! There it goes. Fantastic. So now that the cannonball is over there, we have to follow it and again put it into the cannonball machine that we saw up here. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, like the amount of stuff you had to do just for this one cannonball. Alright, so now let's head out here and see where this actually brings us. Well, believe it or not, we are right in the dead center of the courtyard, and real quick, if we break this ice wall, yep, there's just another, like, claw shot shortcut for us, and now we can use this machine to get our cannonball, because right in the center of, like, this platform is a cannon, and what we want to do is actually shoot it at that freezer off to my right, since it's sort of blocking our path up to the bedroom, and, like, the only other room in this temple that we have yet to explore. So let's just push this into position, and then we are gonna blow that guy to smithereens, because he's not very nice. Like, he's blocking our path, being kind of rude. So let's just grab a water bomb, and see you later, buddy. Sweet dreams. Okay, so now that he is gone, believe it or not, that was actually, like, the last big thing that we had to do before we take on the boss of this temple, because spoiler alerts, yes, there is a boss. Like, I know this kind of isn't a temple, but like I said, the game does consider it one, so of course they're not going to just like give us the shard of the mirror. No, we have to work for it, and there is a boss battle involved, which is kind of cool because honestly, it wouldn't be a Zelda game if there weren't some pretty dang cool bosses. So, let's get rid of all these guys just because they're annoying and I really do not like them. But if you do look at your map, yeah, the room right over here is actually the last room that we have yet to explore, and it just so happens to be the one that Yetta marked as the location of where the bedroom key might actually be. And wouldn't you know it, there's a chest right over there. And although it's not like a special looking chest, it actually does contain the bedroom key. Now, this room is kind of creepy because these icicles that are on the ceiling, you want to be a little bit careful. Like, if you can, try and take them out with your ball and chain from the floor because, yeah, if they fall down, they actually cause, these, like, ice enemies to spawn, which is really, really annoying. Like, I'm not entirely sure how exactly the game goes about, like, deciding which icicles can fall because I know it is possible to take out a good majority of them, but eventually, like, I've never been able to get all of the icicles, like, taken out before one of them at least falls and spawns one of the enemies because, I don't know, it seems like really weird. Sometimes you'll throw it and nothing happens. Other times you'll throw it and yeah, like that guy just over there spawned randomly. So I don't even know what's up. I don't even care anymore. Let's just take these guys out the old-fashioned way, I guess. Like, no harm, no foul. Plus, like, they're really easy to take out anyway. So I don't even know why I was, like, being cautious. But there we go. Done and done. Now, what do you say? We go and open up this last chest. I mean, it's been a long time coming. So, inside this chest, we got ourselves the bedroom key. You know, I kind of wish, like, they put it inside a fancier chest, but, whatever. Phew, we finally found the key. That's how I feel. That sure took a while, but that mirror shard is as good as ours. Indeed it is, Midna. Alright, so, what do you say we go and grab it? And that actually is something I really like about this temple. Like, as soon as you get the key to the boss room, you can just go directly there, because it's right outside. And hey, it's Yetta! Oh, you safe, huh? I drink husband soup. Feel much better, so I come find you. You found key, good, good. Bedroom right above us. I'd take you there, Alright, cool, so she would, you know, lead us to her bedroom, but she walks way too slow for me, so I'm just gonna go ahead of her and go right up to the door. Don't worry, though, because as soon as we open it up, she will, like, you know, warp right up to our side. So, there we go. Let's get ourselves this shard. And hurry up, Yetta, will ya? I don't got all day. Plus, it's really cold out here. Like, I don't know how Link hasn't frozen to death, considering he's only wearing that small tunic. Thank you. You come inside. Alright. We just gotta, like, wait for her to waddle all the way inside. And then we can follow her. Let's see what their bedroom, you know, actually looks like, too. Kind of sparse. Please, this way. I guess since they're Yetis, though, they don't really, like, need anything. It's just sort of like a bed and then some pillows in the corner. Nothing too fancy, but hey, that is indeed a piece of the mirror that we're looking for. Here, mirror, you look at it. So pretty. Pretty. So pretty. Uh-oh. Pretty, pretty mirror, lovely. Oh, she's freaking out. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Oh my gosh! Not take mirror! Yeah, believe it or not, Yetta is actually the boss of this temple. Oh man, kinda crazy. And the boss fight is even crazier actually. It's really fun though, I do like it a lot. So, Phase 1's kinda boring, but Phase 2 is a lot more fun. But yeah, this is Phase 1. And she's not really Yetta anymore. This is the Twilight Ice Mask Blizzeta. So essentially, what you want to do in Phase 1 is just take your ball and chain and then start chipping this thing down because it is huge. And obviously, we can't really do much about it right now, but if we keep throwing our ball and chain at it, eventually we can chip it down until it's smaller and smaller, and oh no, please don't hit me. Yeah, it'll get smaller and smaller though, and I think one more hit, and it should be back down to, yeah, there we go, reasonable size, and now we can sort of deal with this thing. And this is sort of going to start phase 2, which is a little bit trickier, but more fun in my opinion. So, Yetta is going to sort of spawn all of these, giant ice pillars, and then encapsulate her in sort of like this ice carriage thing. So, what you want to do here is, basically, she's going to slam these ice pillars down to the ground. So you want to keep moving and make sure you do not get hit by them. Of course, as I said, that I get hit by the very first one, so that is just fantastic. But yeah, as soon as they land, try and break at least one of them, because now what you want to do is look at the reflection, and you'll notice there's a gap where you can, like, get out of there. So do that, and then throw your ball and chain at, like, the carriage, and that's essentially all you need to do. So rinse and repeat that 3 times, and that is the entire boss. Although it does get like harder and harder because she goes a little bit faster, and I believe she does get like more and more ice pillars, so it is a little tricky. Plus, like, with you sliding around, it's not exactly easy to control your speed and where exactly you go. Now, I usually like to try and, yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm way too, oh, that actually did work, wow. But yeah, like, it's kind of hard to, control your speed and where you're going, and normally I try to, wow, that was, okay, we still got the hit though. But normally what I like to do is try and, get the ice pillars to go in a line. That way it's easier to break them, you know, once she does actually stop, slamming them into the ground. So, come on. If we can survive this, all we gotta do is land one more hit and we're good to go. Oh, gosh dang it, man, I threw in the wrong direction. And yeah, that is not going to work. So this is kind of bad. Ooh, actually, I wonder if I can still get the hit in. Oh, wow, it actually did work. Sweet. And yeah, there we go. That is the boss, essentially. Kinda easy, but I don't know, I kinda do like it. It's pretty fun. But down goes Blizzeta. And at least Yetta is still safe. And yep, there we go. There is the piece of the Mirror of Twilight. It's finally ours. Just as long as we don't look into it, we should be fine. Well, we have 2 mirror shards now. 2 more left, Link. Still, I feel bad about the way we treated that girl. To think the Mirror of Twilight has the power to change people like that. This world, all worlds can be cruel. Let's hurry up and collect the rest of those pieces, Link. We have to, before more innocent creatures have to endure the suffering this poor girl did. Ain't that the truth, Midna? Well, let's go search for the 2 that remain. Alright, sounds like a plan to me, although we're not quite done here just yet. Uh-oh. Yeto might be a little upset about what we did to his wife. We won't tell him, though. What's wrong with me? Very strange. You just dreaming. Yeto, mirror you gave. Forget mirror, Yetta. No, look into eyes of Yeto. Look in reflection of Yeto's eyes, their true beauty. Who need mirror? I do, actually, so thanks for that. My love, aw, isn't that so sweet? True love really does conquer all, guys. I almost puked. Anyways, yeah, so it's a good thing that they do love each other because it somehow creates a heart container for us. So, yeah, I'm just gonna, like, take that. You guys can sort of have fun doing that. And I'll take this as my payment for, you know, stealing your mirror or whatever. Anyways, let's get out of here, Midna. I'll get you out of here. You sure there's nothing else you need to do, right? Yep, let's go. Trust me, I am done here. Never coming back, man. Never, I swear. But there we go, another temple down. So, you know what, guys? I think that is going to do it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But, once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.